France. Once again, a factory in the southeast of the country has been targeted. Now, one person has been taken into police custody. This as the reports are still coming in at this hour. What we do know at this point is that the explosion struck this morning here at the Air Products factory, which produces industrial gas. Now, according to local media, a decapitated head was attached to the grill of the entrance of the factory. This and employees saw it as they were starting to arrive this morning. This occurred just before 10 a.m. local time. Now, there are reports saying that the victim, the decapitated victim, was not an employee. Once again, this is according to Le Dauphin, which is local media there in the southeast of France. Now, the attack took place in Isère, there near Grenoble. And we have heard from the French Prime Minister, Manuel Valls. He has ordered that for security to be stepped up at all sensitive sites there in Rhône-Alpes. Now, for more on this, I'm joined, we can speak with Louis Bernard from Laircake. Now, that's a security consultant firm. Louis, thank you very much for speaking with us. At this point, of course, details remain sparse, and we are getting information constantly coming in. Walk us through what we know now.
We do not know much. There could be one or maybe two attackers who stormed into this factory a little more than an hour ago, about an hour ago. What we know for sure is that an explosion has been heard. This is a gas plant of some kind, an explosion, and then this decapitated head that was found on the outer fence of the plant, which might have inscriptions in Arabic on the actual head, so a very barbaric act. One person was apprehended and is now in custody from the French police, but it might be there is another one involved who might or might not be injured. We are talking about two relatively serious injuries so far. This is what we know right now. The special forces of the police, the GIGN of the Gendarmerie Nationale, is now on the site. And that's all we know right now.
Well, that being said, we do know that Air Products, the factory where the explosion took place, we do know that it produces industrial gas. And we have heard a call from the French Prime Minister, Manuel Valls, to strengthen up security at sensitive sites. What more can you tell us about really security that we've already seen at sensitive sites here in France?
Yes, of course, security was reinforced after the January terrorist attacks in a lot of places in France, in airports, in train stations, in places like that, places of worship, of course, some schools, like Jewish schools, but not on factories. Maybe on some who have an industrial importance, like nuclear sites and stuff like that. They have had quite a reinforcement in security. That does not appear to be the case for this particular plant. But right now, the main fear, if you like, is that this attack is the first of a series of attacks. You can't rule out this possibility. And that's why the level of vigilance in the neighboring towns is right now reinforced.
Well, that being said, once again, we still have to say we are going on early indications in terms of all facts that we know at this point. But you did mention that it is believed at least one or two people taking part in this attack. And you mentioned now the vigilance going down the line. Of course, since January, since the terror attacks here in Paris, we have seen stepped up security and level measures there being taken. What do you think we could be seeing now as details come in the next few hours here in France?
Very hard to say. The police forces and the special forces there are going to try to talk to the person in custody. The main thing that we need to know is this an isolated incident, or is it part of maybe a bigger scheme? That's the only thing that matters right now. Is there more attacks to be prevented, or is it over already? Was he working alone? known, or does he have an accomplice? Is that person still on the loose, or one of the people injured? All this has to be cleared up as soon as possible for the extent of the attack to be known.
Louis Bernard, thank you very much for joining us here.